hope you guys got lots of libations, because again, the more you drink, the funnier we are. Next up we have a wonderful comedian who's been with us, I believe this is his 4th time, named Ray. Ray is a writer by trade. He's just a great guy. And he can't take a punch. So he hopes no one like Will Smith is in the audience tonight. Please welcome Ray. Give him a big round of applause.
Hello everybody. Like Jenny said, if anybody wants to come up and slap me, just do it now so we can get it over with. What's that? I figured there'd be a troublemaker like this in the crowd. Are you here with Colleen? That figures. Anyway, I want to tell you a story about our cat. He's just this little orange thing, but, you know, to call him a cat does him a disservice. He's more like a weapon system. He's all claws and fangs. He can slice and dice better than the slap chop. So, you know, every time you play with him, you always end up looking like the loser in a knife fight. One morning, not too long ago, against my better judgment, I was playing with him for a while, you know, and I hadn't lost too much blood, so I figured it's a good time to call it a day. But he wasn't done. He lashed out at me, and I thought he hit me in the face, but I couldn't really tell. So I went to the washroom to take a look in the mirror, and sure enough, it looked like I was wearing red eyelashes or eyeliner. It was all, blood was running down my cheek, and I thought, I should probably go to the emergency room. That's the outdoor for you people from Victor County. So I got my wife to tape some of these makeup pads on, you know, and off I go. I'm going up East River Road, and I got this big blind spot here, no depth perception. And it occurred to me, that's why you never see pirates on the roads. They're not really confident in their driving skills. So I get to the the outdoor, and I walk in, the woman's behind the plastic screen there, and she says, you know, I'm like this, bloody patch, and she looks at me and she says, are you here to see a doctor? And I'm thinking, yeah, I hope so. So she grabs her COVID checklist and she's going down it. She gets to the question, have you had close contact with anybody with COVID? I said, yes, my wife has it right now. And she pauses with her barbecue tongs pointed towards me, you know, holding the mask. And she says, okay, here, put this on. I gotta make a call. I'm thinking, it's never good when they gotta phone a friend. So I hear her on there and she's saying things like biohazard and stuff like that. I think, oh man. So she gets up, she says, okay, come with me. We go down the end of this darkened hallway and there's this little room. It says isolation on the door. They're putting me in solitary, like the guys in the prison movies. I go in and I'm sitting there and I'm waiting. And have you ever felt the time is standing still? I look at the clock and the second hand's going tick, tick, tick. I'm just reliving that same second over and over again. I felt like Bill Murray in Groundhog Day. After a while, this other woman comes in. I couldn't tell you how long I was there. She comes in, she got the hazmat suit and the plastic screen. She comes and takes me to this other room and she says, okay, we're going to take your blood pressure. And it was like she was mad at me or something. She torqued that thing on so much I thought the top of my head was going to blow right off. And then she says, all right, we're going to do a COVID test. So she takes the long Q-tip and jams it up. She's digging around, scrapes some cells up the back of my skull. And my eyes watering like Niagara Falls, and I can't see out of this one. And she says, okay, follow me. And I'm thinking, follow you? I can't even see you. So after a minute or two, my vision clears, and I stumble down the hallway behind her. I get to this other room, and it's dark too, and I'm thinking, don't they pay the power bill here? There's this big chair. She says, I can take a seat. So I hop up in it, and I'm sitting on it, and my feet don't touch the ground. So I'm here like this, like a little kid. It's hard to be confident when you feel like you're 4 years old. The doctor comes in, and I'm sitting here, and he must have wanted to be a comedian too, because he looks at me and says, is it your left eye? Yes, Sherlock, it is. So he comes over and he rips the pad off along with my left eyebrow, and I'm thinking, ow. So he starts looking. He puts some drops in, He looks some more, and a few more drops, and a few more and I'm thinking, well, what is it? Am I going to get stitches in my eye? Am I going to have to get a bionic eye like the $6 Million Man? He says, you have an abrasion, here's a prescription. That was it. Now, I thought I was going to be there for the long haul. I even brought a lunch. So, you know, it was less than an hour. I was in and out. I think it was the whole COVID exposure thing. They just wanted to get me the hell out of there. So the next time I go, if there is a next time, and they say, have you been exposed to COVID? I'm going to say, damn right, and I've been exposed to Ebola and leprosy. I'll be in there in 5 minutes. Thank you, everybody.
That was great. So now all of you know how to work the system at the hospital locally. Next up, we have James Keese. James Keese is also a CFA like me. Don't slash his tires. That's kind of the rule around here. James Keese used to do comedy stuff in Toronto, a lot of stuff in Toronto, and now he does a lot less stuff here. Give him a big round of applause, James Keese.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you for deciding not to leave after the intermission. I know you thought about it. I mean, hell, I thought about it. I hadn't even been on stage yet. So I am indeed I come from away. And I'm slowly embracing that term, even though I do find it a little bit offensive. But I'm amazed. Atlantic Canada has done a terrific job with the branding of Come From Away. Like, it's just, I mean, there's a Broadway musical, it's just a commonly accepted thing that it's sort of quaint and nice and not at all a little bit rude. Because the thing is, there aren't follow-up questions after away. Away is enough information for you. Away could be Montreal, it could be Milan, it could be Mogadishu, doesn't matter. Away, no, that's enough. I require no further information after away. Really. I think you might consider a more accurate phrase to use that, which, something that's more reflective of the reality, which is like, oh, from there, don't care. So when we moved here, one of the very first things that we needed to deal with was the fact that we were driving a car with Ontario plates. So very quickly became clear that was a situation that should not last very long. And so we set about, changing the plates on the car, but I started to suspect that maybe it just wasn't just the plates, that maybe it was also the car, like maybe it spent too much time in Toronto, like did the car give off a center of the universe kind of vibe or something? I mean, I don't know, did after 20 years in Toronto, did it smell like world-class restaurants or something? I don't know. So we had to get rid of it. Decided that we should probably get rid of it, and of course, we're here, we want to support local businesses and stuff, and it's lucky because it's very easy to spot an Atlantic Canadian business. You just look at the name, and if there are a lot of unnecessary consonants in the name, then it's definitely from Nova Scotia. So if the answer to the question, can you spell that for me, is absolutely not, it's definitely from here. So we went to Cayley Honda to turn, because there's a lot of unnecessary consonants in that word. So we go there and we're looking to basically just swap out the SUV that we already have, and there's only one left on the lot. That's it, and it's black. And I don't really love the idea of driving a black car, but I figure like it's the only one left. Like it's probably not a particularly popular car color around here, so yeah, we'll probably be okay with that. And so a couple days after that, I took the car to the grocery store pretty early, like it wasn't very busy yet, and didn't think anything of it. Go into the store, and by the time I come out, the parking lot looks like a black SUV convention has arrived in town. It looks like, do you remember the Saturn, when the Saturn tried to form itself into some sort of car-owning cult? It looked like that, except for sensible family vehicles, all of them black. And two important things to note here that I had not yet done. One of them was memorize the new license plate number. And the second was live in the car for any length of time, so it didn't have any of the detritus that marks it as your car, like this discarded mask and the receipts thrown on the floor and the Burger King cup, like all the stuff that you're like, yes, that's our car. None of that had happened yet. Eventually, I just had to walk home with the groceries. To come back at midnight to find the car. Now that I'm here though, I do want to kind of try to embrace a bit more of a rural kind of lifestyle. Learn some more skills that are different from the living skills that I had learned in 25 years in Toronto. And so one of the things that I was sort of keen on was I wanted to learn how, I'm keen on chopping wood. And so, you know, we've moved here, we have a little wood stove, a little supply of firewood, and so I got myself an axe. I don't know why I have this interest. It's probably, you know, I grew up watching a lot of Monty Python, so, you know, I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. You know, or I came of age during grunge, maybe it's just a real love of flannel. But anyway, so I was really keen on chopping wood. I got all the stuff, but the thing that I don't have, or didn't have, is I didn't have a